So how do you read the Bible with your child? That's what this video is all about, all right? How to read the Bible with your child. You ready? Let's get started. Hey, you are on your way to discipling your kid, helping them become a closer follower of Jesus. I'm so glad that I'm on this journey with you. My name's Tim, and I'm excited for you. Before we get into it, I want to encourage you. Many times parents have a misunderstanding of what discipleship is. People think that that discipleship is a program we have to do, or maybe it's a curriculum we have to do. That's not true. Here's how I define discipleship. Discipleship is this: it's a conversation about Jesus. And then that person that you have a conversation with is encouraged that they are able to go and have a conversation about Jesus with someone else. That's discipleship in a nutshell. You are already discipling your child. You're talking to them. You're discipling them by what you don't say. You're discipling them by how you treat them. You're discipling them by how you treat your spouse or your neighbors. Our kids watch everything that we do. So you're already discipling them. But this is an opportunity for you to really dive into the Bible and say, hey, I want to do it the right way. Number 1, get an age-appropriate Bible for you and your child. I've listed some Bibles that you have that I suggest you get, but you can make that choice on your own. I'm just going to go through a few of them to maybe highlight the ones that would be of most help to you. All right, for you, the adult, I think the best Bible, if it's your first time reading or even you're not new to Scripture, a good translation of the Bible is the New International Reader's Version, NIRV, right? And that is simply, it's an easy to read version of the Bible. It's a full Bible text, and it's just a great reading experience. Maybe you have a child who's like 4 and under or 5 and under, right? A great Bible for them is honestly the Jesus Storybook Bible. This is a Bible that you're able to read to your child. It goes through some of the Bible stories in the Bible and points them to Jesus and the coming of Jesus, in Bible times, and then the second coming of Jesus as we are awaiting, right? This Bible is good not only for the toddler age, but also those maybe early readers too. They're able to read it on their own, right? Maybe your child is more than an early reader, but not quite yet a preteen. A great Bible is the Action Storybook Bible, which is very similar to the Jesus Storybook Bible. It just takes more of a comic book form, but at the same time, maybe you say, hey, I don't want to do that. Just get in a full text New International Reader's Version Bible. It's geared for a 3rd grade reading level. It's a great way to introduce a full text Bible to your child. And you can do that at any age as far as them reading and up, right? Maybe you have a preteen. A great full text Bible is, like I said, the NIRV, like an adventure Bible, or an action Bible. This is great for my child. He's 11. He's started reading the Bible in a full text version before, but he's kind of gotten out of it, and now he's been able to kind of see the big picture of the Bible. This is not full text; it's in comic book form, but the illustrations are really capturing and engaging with the child. So it's a great way to engage with Scripture in a more fun and exciting way for kids, right? You can purchase any of these Bibles on christianbook.com or amazon.com, where you can get them anywhere you purchase Bibles. Number 2, set aside time to read together or apart. And it's up to you. Maybe you have a child that's maybe 5 and younger. Reading together is the best way. You can read from the Jesus Storybook Bible, or even a toddler Bible that you can get too. But read a story or two together. But hey, ready for a secret? Lean in. They don't only want to read 2 stories. They want to read the whole thing. So be prepared for that, right? They're like, oh, just one more, right? No. They want to read more. But yeah, set a time. Maybe it's at night with your kids. Maybe it's in the morning. Maybe it's sometime during the day. Whenever it is, but make sure it's a consistent time that you're able to do it regularly. Maybe you've got an older kid and they're reading on their own and you're reading on your own. Read the same thing and then choose a time to come together, and then figure out a time of day to come back together. If you're reading apart, maybe it's before bed and you say, hey, let's come together and talk about that. But don't worry. I'll be able to walk you through the conversation that you have with your child. Stay with me here. Stay with me. Don't go away, because yeah, it's important to read the Bible, but it's also important to have a conversation about the Bible too. Number 3, decide what to read. Now here's the deal. The Bible is huge, right? It's thick. There's 66 books in the Bible, and they all have chapters and they all have verses, and it's, what do you read? Maybe a good starting point for you is the book of Gospel of John. Tells Jesus' life. Maybe another gospel or another book you could choose, maybe from the Old Testament, is the book of Joshua, reading about the story of Joshua and Nehemiah. The book of Psalms is might be a good place to start. I wouldn't go through the whole 150 Psalms, but I might start with Psalms 1 through 10 and go from there. All right. Number 4. Talk about the reading. Stay with me. You might be having a conversation in your head right now and say, Tim, I got this to I want to know how to read the Bible with my child. I didn't sign up for having a conversation. Well, here's the deal. We all have this fear that we're going to take our kids astray from, the truth of Scripture or the truth of life, right? I'm still learning how to follow Jesus closer, and I'm still learning all about the Bible that I can. Just think about it as 2 students of the Bible joining together and talking about it. That's it. So we're going to ask 2 questions. First question is this: what did you read about? So maybe you're coming from reading apart. Hey, what'd you read about? Obviously, you know what you read about, but you want them to have the conversation with you. Tell them a little bit about, ask them what was their favorite part. Maybe just kind of get into what they read about, right? If you're reading together, you say, hey, what was one of the Bible stories we read about, right? And that's it. That's it. Now, if you want to take a step farther and kind of level up your reading conversations, I want to encourage you to ask this. This is mainly with an older child, the child that you're elementary child. What questions do you have about the reading? Another secret, they might not ask any questions. No. But here's the deal, they might. And so when they do, we give you a tip. All you need to do is this, one thing: reread the Scripture passage. That's it. Most times, out of the times that I've done this with my kids, which is a lot, I find the answer in the Scripture. All right. Now there are times I'm like, I don't know. Like one question my kid asked: were dinosaurs alive in Bible times? Whoa. All right. Well, I had to do some reading on my own. I had to do some research on my own. Maybe you don't want to do the research on your own. Ask a pastor friend. Ask another friend who's knowledgeable about Scripture. If you do want to do some research on your own, I want to encourage you with this: blueletterbible.org. All you need to do is put the Scripture reference in or a word, maybe dinosaurs or whatever it is, and see what you can find under tools. That's it. Blue Letter Bible is a free software that is on the web that you're able to do some quick study. Number 5, I want to encourage you to pray together. Doesn't have to be long, but just pray together. Ask your child, hey, is there something we can be praying for together? right? Maybe it's a sick relative. Maybe they're having trouble sleeping at night, or they're having a bad dream, or maybe they're worried about a neighbor, right? Just something to pray about together at that moment. And I want to also encourage you to encourage your child to pray out loud also. Hey, all the details for this video are down below. Those are 5 ways on how to read the Bible with your child. I hope they're helpful. Let me know in the comments below, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video.